That's 4.
Modern captains don't believe in a third man. They would much rather have a mid-off, but not a third man. And when it's a slightly more thickish edge or opening of the face of the bat, it's going to be 4 runs.
And a fairly inexperienced opening attack for Australia. VVS Laxman will be on strike for India. And he'll be facing Michael Kastrovic. Very good player on the onside. Misfield on that occasion by Gavin Robertson.
He's a very good player off the front foot and on the leg side, VVS Laxman. It's just the back foot play that he needs to work hard on there. You can see he is quite comfortable coming onto the front foot, playing it on the up. Not a regulation half volley, but he's played it very well.
4 more.
Mark Taylor still persisting with that mid-off. Adam Dale's getting the ball to move away quite smartly, and maybe that extra fielder over there might come in very handy, not only to save the ball from going to the boundary, but will also tempt the batsman to get onto the front foot and drive in that vacant area at mid-off. Once again, that gap between gully and third slip, won't be able to stop it. Very frustrating for the fielder when he thinks he's going to reach the ball, and it beats him just when he thinks he can stop it.
There was a bit of dew on the outfield at 9:30. This match starting 10 o'clock local time, and with the heat in the sun now, the outfield would have dried out a little bit. No ball is the call. Michael Slater can't get a hand on it. It races across the practice pitches. Mark Taylor has taken out to his third slip, put Gavin Robertson to third man. So already the Indian openers are spreading the field.
They're very confidently getting onto the front foot. This is the Navjot Singh Sidhu that we know, playing on the up. Not a half volley, but this is such a good pitch to bat on. It'll get better, at least for the first couple of days.
Good timing again. Shane Warne, who'd been moved out of the third slip position. Very good over for India, 24 without loss.
Lakshman's only made 6 out of those. Sidhu's gone on to make 18. For him as well, 2 slips, that wide slip and a gully. He's got him. He's got him. Well pitched up. Straight to Taylor. And Australia will be delighted this early breakthrough. They haven't got it too often in the series. Michael Kastrovic has now provided it to them.
Well, that's what the Australian captain has been waiting for the last couple of test matches, for the opening bowler to knock the top off the opening batsman. And just a little bit of outswing, dragging the batsman forward. And Mark Taylor is delighted as well, he might be. So the first wicket goes for India. VVS Laxman has gone for 6, and India 24 for 1.
And at last it's going to be a test for Rahul Dravid, who's come in the first hour. In fact, just a little over half an hour's play gone for this reason.
Just see the nice little bit of movement, and Mark Taylor doesn't miss too many. In fact, that is gross to Mark Taylor, 144 catches.
Oh, that's beautifully bowled. Once again, it's called no ball, but once again, the moment he's pitched it up and got the ball to move, he's had the batsman in trouble.
And it may well have been just the lack of bounce again. We've seen 3 or 4 deliveries this morning, not bouncing as the batsman would expect. Quite clearly the no ball from Michael Kastrovic. Bringing forward and just sneaking through, hitting the back pad and moving away from the stumps.
just over-pitching a bit in an effort to get that extra swing. This outfield is looking just a bit heavier. The one we had at Calcutta for sure. And Sidhu's quite happy with 2.
Dale seems to have got into a good rhythm. That's well struck. That one will reach the boundary.
Yes, a good shot here from Rahul Dravid. Not so good from Adam Dale, the delivery. Just giving him too much room. This time he times it right. Racing across this slowish outfield for 4.
Aaron Lehman quietly asked the question.
Yes, another attempted sweep shot here from Sidhu. Misses it again completely. Lehman goes for the catch at bat pad there.
Big shout for that one. Warren, when he's bowled the top spinner and he feels that the ball is skidding straight on, he'll always ask the question.
Well, he asked it for long enough too here as well. It's pitched pretty well in line. I tell you what, there's not a lot wrong with that shout.
Dravid not leaving his crease, but he got to that one on the half volley.
And elation there from the Indian crowd. Beautiful shot from Rahul Dravid. In contrast to Sidhu, Rahul Dravid just picks the length beautifully here. That's the shot of the morning. Just racing across that outfield. Beautiful shot indeed. Just waits on it. Bang.
The Australian captain makes his second bowling change for the Test match. Greg Blewett will come on. And the middle of the outside edge, but over the top of Shane Warne at gully. No third man and straight to the boundary. So Sidhu's going to try and put Greg Blewett back in his place.
Well, Greg Blewett does have the reputation of breaking partnerships or taking the occasional wicket. He almost did with this one because he's tempted to Sidhu to reach for one which was very wide.
He tries a short ball, but consecutive boundaries to begin Greg Blewett's spell. Darren Lehman at short mid-wicket put his arms up, I think more in a protection way than anything else, because he wasn't sure where the ball was.
Well, this pitch has certainly got less bounce than the one in Chennai and the Eden Gardens. Easy pickings that for Navjot Singh. So dangerously close to Darren Lehman, but if he had been an orthodox mid-wicket instead of short mid-wicket, might have been a chance.
And that is the strength of Dravid. Into position very early on a slow pitch and over there and whack it past Darren Lehman at short mid-wicket for a boundary. And that is very, very good timing.
He's a local boy, a local hero. The new heartthrob of Indian cricket, Rahul Dravid. He knows this pitch better than most.
Shane Warne bowling to Sidhu. And that's got Shane Warne bowling on line. A big appeal from Shane Warne. A long way down to do. He's not too worried about it.
Maybe just a little bit outside the leg stump, pitching outside the leg stump. Beautifully bowled again, bowling tight and tempting the drive. Sidhu's covered it well. Sidhu's been reading him very, very well.
It's a boundary to break the shackles. Shane Warne not too pleased. Bit more air. And Slater dives, but always away from Slater. Shane Warne perhaps thought it was a little bit closer than what it was. But you'll see from this angle, the ball always twirling away from Michael Slater, up quickly to chase it, but to no avail. Australia's made a bowling change. Gavin Robertson has come on like that. And lovely straight hit. That's gone all the way. So the first 6 of the morning to Sidhu. A lovely straight swing of the bat just 4 or 5 minutes before lunch. Sidhu, who is quite circumspect against Shane Warne, has taken to Robertson.
He does love off spinners. He does love to come down the pitch Navjot Singh Sidhu. Doesn't matter what time of the day it is, whether it's just before lunch or just before the end of the day's play, he will go down the pitch if they have no protection on the onside.
And no man out of mid-wicket either. So 10 runs from 2 balls to Sidhu. Really has broken it open in the last couple of deliveries.
Well, if Mark Taylor thought that he's going to try and play it quietly, he's mistaken.
Sidhu goes from 49 to 55. And that is a big hit.
Well, this is a very true pitch. The ball's not turning too much. Navjot Singh Sidhu loves off spinners. He's hit it on the up. What a big 6, and what a way to get to your 4th consecutive half-century.
And that has hit the middle of that old bat and gone a long way up into the stand. Last ball before lunch. Just the one we get to fall this morning. That of Vivius Luxman. Caught by Mark Taylor off the bowling of Kasprowicz. And it may be the last ball before lunch, but that's gone high, high into the grandstand. And Sidhu goes to lunch on 66. About 10 minutes ago, he was 39. And he has hit 3 sixes in the last 3 overs before lunch.
Look, overs before lunch, he's been replaced by Michael Kasprowicz. A little bit of wet, little short. That's all that Navjot Singh Sidhu needs. One go to the boundary.
Ricky Potting giving chase. Didn't quite time that. Kasprowicz just straying with his lining length. And that's what happens when you stray. Just easy runs for the batsman. He didn't quite get it right. Good attempt there from Michael Slater. See, good dive there from Michael Slater. Fairly warm conditions out there for the batsmen, those helmets. It's pretty warm without them, let alone sitting under them for any period of time.
Nicely played. Very, very nicely played. Foot to the pitch of the ball. Lovely follow-through of the bat. And the end result, a boundary.
Yes, Michael Kasprowicz just over pitching here. Drive it forward. He loves that shot. Picks the gap nicely. A little bit of movement still from Kasprowicz, but no drama there for the batsman. Right off the middle of the bat. Straight through extra cover.
Big shout there.
Well, it was a bit of an afterthought here from Shane Warne. Healy goes up first, and then Warne decides to join him, but it's not too far away.
Dennis Lillier a bit like that, didn't he?
Yeah, he was a bit further down the pitch with his follow-through when he let it loose, but yeah, he was known to not hold his feelings in check. He always let the umpire know that he thought it was out.
A bit of yes and no there, and Sidhu will get 2. Finally, the man at cover point actually let the ball go. Didn't actually chase the ball very hard because he thought it was being fielded before. You'll see that on this one.
It's always a tough area when the ball's hit square of the wicket for the batsman. Neither batsman's quite sure of the call.
He's got him round his legs. The Shane Warne, the ultimate moment has arrived. He's got a batsman round his legs, and he's got Navjot Sidhu, who's been so severe on him. This is a wicket that must give him enormous pleasure.
Yes, you could almost see the relief after he heard the death rattle. Shane Warne threw up his arms Sidhu will be annoyed with himself. That's the 4th successive half-century in this series without making 100. 109 for 2.
Sachin Tendulkar is in at the fall of Navjot Sidhu's wicket, just been bowled round his legs by a beauty from Shane Warne.
Yeah, Sidhu will be disappointed. He really should have hit that one. It's spun a long way. It's come out of the footmarks, but it's up there. You know, I mean, he's just hit over the top of it, really, and should have got a piece of it. You see the relief there for Shane Warne, finally.
Rahul Dravid's 23. India reached 110 for 2. Sidhu out in the previous Warne over for 74. He's got him. Shane Warne's on fire. 2 very good players of spin in 2 successive overs. 1 round his leg, and this is the classic leg spinner's dismissal. This was a beauty.
That is a very good delivery. Pitched about middle and leg. Just went enough to beat the outside edge and crash into off stump. So for the first time in the series, Shane Warne coming on when Australia had an early wicket, and he's got a couple of successes. India 110 for 3.
This is going to be a new experience for the Indian batsmen. They're up against a rampant Warne.
Very good line. What Rahul Dravid did there, he didn't push out at the ball. He played with the bat well back behind his pad, and he's allowed the ball to spin enough to beat the outside edge. You've got to try and cover that spin as much as possible. That was a well-directed delivery. The perfect leg spinner's dismissal.
Closer to the batsman and still past the outside edge. And Azharuddin starts checking with Tendulkar. Is the ball keeping a bit lower? Tendulkar doesn't know. He hasn't been in for too much longer.
That one smashed straight into the shins of Darren Lehmann. But the thing is that it's a mental approach against good spinners. You've got to be looking to score at every opportunity, not just playing them defensively. If you play Warne defensively for a long period of time, he'll get you.
He's got a few runs with that shot in the series. As Mohammad Azharuddin might just put up inside. They will be happy with 2. Also very interested to know that after that shot, Azharuddin actually went up to Darren Lehmann and said, "Sorry, mate."
Thanks, Greg.
Yes, it's 114 for 3 as umpire Ramaswamy picks up the ball, signals the fact that the space shuttle can now make its regular and dramatic entry. 114 for 3.